Hello,
Hello.
everybody. What's up, Chronicle? Yeah,
We're all
welcome
here.
to our, like Chronicle put it right before we went live, probably the most controversial episode of Skeletalk that we might have. Nah, we're just kidding. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for
We're on
joining us.
time. We're on time, by the way. You can't
Yeah,
crucify us. We're on time.
yeah. 1 out of 10. It's a good record so far. But how are you, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I have a little rant to go on later, but other than that, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, man. It's been a long week. It's been about probably I think you told me 10 days
10
since our
days
last
roundabout.
episode, and
Yeah.
then this whole album release and everything. So honestly, I'm tired. It's been a little exhausting, but we're here and we'll power through our discussion of the full album this time. So that's kind of exciting, man.
Yeah, actually being able to fully dissect this thing that we've all been waiting for, to think that episodes ago we started this silly little show in preparation for Skeleta, and it's here. The Skeletalk about Skeleta.
I was about to say now the name finally completely applies especially for this episode. So yeah, man. Hello to everybody that's in the chat already. Already a lot to
Hello,
name.
everyone.
Goulet, Rocco, Tim Plummer, Ivan, Cat Monster, everybody, Bar. Thank you for
Good
joining us.
evening, everyone.
And let us know what
Bro.
what do you guys think of the album so far? Let us know there so we can kind of read your thoughts as you are undoubtedly get ours in just a little bit.
Yeah. I think we're going through, if I remember rightly, we're going through song by song.
Yeah.
We're able to fully break it down, then maybe a full album wrap up at the end of general thoughts. Are we doing general thoughts first, then diving deeper into the meat of the subject matter?
I guess we could do that if you'd like. Get our general, sense of it first, and then just kind of explain along the way in more detail. But yeah.
Yeah. Don't we have a little quick news segment to do though? Like
Yeah, there
quick
is
flash.
a few items to get through before we get to the actual album talk. Let's see. Do you want to start with your rant, or should we do a few other
Oh,
ones
well,
and then your
that's very Skeletar heavy. So I will go on my rant before we talk about the album, because it's about the album, but not the music.
Okay.
That'll make sense later.
All right. Well, I'll get us started on those. So a quick little one right here, which is a bummer for everybody, of course, from Madrid, Spain. They have put out a little, a message that apparently, it said it is with deep regret that we inform you the Ghost show on April 30th at the Palacio Vista Alegre in Madrid has been canceled due to complex production issues beyond our control. The venue is unable to safely accommodate the weight and size of our production. Despite highest efforts to move the show to Movie Star Arena, the current basketball league's schedule has rendered the venue unavailable. The band is devastated and shares in the disappointment caused by these unforeseeable circumstances. Every attempt possible will be made to return and deliver the show Madrid deserves. Tickets will be refunded at points of purchase starting April 30th. So that is a huge bummer.
Yeah. I will say it seems like it's not the band's fault at all. It definitely seems to be a venue problem. They should have known a while back, because obviously these things take months to prepare.
Yeah.
They should have known what they could handle and what they couldn't, and obviously, of what we've seen from just the pictures and my personal experience, the Ghost stage is massive and has a lot of moving parts that have already fallen on ghouls and ghoulettes. So them just being like, yeah, it'll be fine, and then like last minute being like, shit, it's not fine, and then releasing this, I believe, the same day as the new album. That's really horrible and must be crushing to the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, I had read. believe it was the first kind of review of the first show in Manchester from, I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
did a video about it. They did say that every venue like really does need to make sure they can accommodate it, and that they'll need to like be able to install an extra power supply. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's a
that,
lot.
like it's that intensive of a of a show for the arenas. So like you said, who knows where the mistake happened? Did they kind of just think, oh yeah, we'll be able to do it? Or who knows? Nobody
Yeah,
knows where the fault lies. But regardless, it
this is a
sucks that
huge
that's
shame.
the case. Yeah.
Mm.
But at least they're kind of promising to come back and make up for it. So it's not like it's completely like, well, that's it. We're not coming back. That was it. So it does look like they're gonna try to make up for it. So hopefully, not too long from the current tour dates ending, they can kind of accommodate
Yeah,
that again.
I hope so. I also want to just say very quickly, The Shape in the Shadows. Thank you for $50
What?
to yeah. This album is beautiful. This album touched me in ways with songs, especially the end song in Cenotaph, due to with my mom full of cancer that I know I will lose her. It's so hard, and with the songs that she will always be with me wherever I go.
Wow.
Mm.
Shape in the
That's
Shadows. That is incredible. Your message is that is especially those two songs. You pair them
yeah,
together like that, and you're right. The last one, I think a lot of people assumed Cenotaph or Cenotaph, however you pronounce it, was going to
I
hit the
personally prefer that.
hardest. But
Mm.
honestly, it was Excelsis. I think
Yeah.
it caught me off, and even knowing what the song was about beforehand, I think just a lot of people did assume that it was mostly going to be the other one that was going to
Mm.
make you cry more, but it was Excelsis. But they're beautiful songs, and like that. I know that even if when I lose people in the future, there's songs that I already know automatically I'm going to come back to. Yeah,
Yeah.
so um,
I also
yeah,
want to
man.
say lots of love to both you and your mother, Shape in the Shadows.
Yes. And wow, and it's gonna be tough, but obviously, we'll have to, you know, just get through it somehow. But hopefully, the songs that Tobias wrote can help you in a way. So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll be a great thing that those songs can do for people, and that's a beautiful way to look at them.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for that message, man.
Thank you very much.
Uh geez, wow. Um,
Um, I think two smaller things to cover in the news. To do with more so the band side. I don't know if you have the slides prepared for the Ghoul topics. If not, we can just talk about them because I personally don't know much about the Ghouls or the fan names for them.
Oh no, I think I could find a picture of them.
Yeah.
I'll just put this one right here. It seems like this is at least a couple of them, so we'll just put that up for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I don't know if either of the ghouls that are the ones that the things happened to, but one of them broke their leg, and is wearing a cast on stage. I don't know if there's a Ghoul Bangers thing that shows that, and a ghoul isn't around anymore. I don't know which one, but I have heard that a ghoul has been missing for a few shows, and Papa said something along the lines of, yet again, because there's no recording, a report that I saw on Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt, that Papa said you just can't find good ghouls nowadays.
Wow.
Hmm.
Um, like we mentioned before we started, you and I we don't really dive into the other than Tobias, we don't really
Hmm.
dive into the real people behind the ghouls and the ghoulettes. So pardon us, we really don't know the name. We don't even know what the fandom calls them.
Yeah.
I've never really focused on the real life of the band outside of maybe Tobias's comments on like what his thoughts are behind the album. That's only because now he has been revealed ever since that one thing. But yeah, so apologies for us not really knowing what you guys call them and everything.
Yeah.
But,
We just thought with our little breaking news segment, we'd cover that in case any of you know the ghouls, maybe not personally, but you like the ghouls that is missing. Swiss is missing.
Swiss. So I think that is the one I
Swiss is
read
the one
on.
that's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
So, man. Let's see. King of Sanity. The album was needed comfort. I lost my best friend a month ago. He died after. What? Wiping his butt with a shower.
can.
Oh, come on. All right. Just when I thought it was actually a good message. Come on.
It might be. You never know. That's the King of Sanity.
He said it's true. It's a true story. Let's see. Cat Monster says, yeah, so Swiss is the one that's gone now due to an incident last tour. Okay.
Right.
I mean, like I said, we're not in the know on that kind of stuff. So yeah, we would be the last people you'd want to ask about that kind of stuff.
Oh, Laura S has a quote from Perpetua. You
might
look injured, but that motherfucker can still fucking rip you apart.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh man, that's crazy. And then we do have, let's see here, a couple little things. Like you went to, actually, we'll cover that. Okay, so there's a couple exclusives. So there's a HMV exclusive. So if you're more on your neck of the woods, that store that we've referenced before, HMV, where they kind of have that pop up,
everything.
Photo. Yeah. And then this is your picture of your actual physical copy, the CD. Over there, you can get it inside of a kind of like a HMV
see
slip cover.
On the bottom, it says HMV and the V's in the V font, which is cute.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's in the font. That's awesome.
It's cut off, so you can't really see it, but it's there. Sorry, I'm not trying.
But yeah, and it still gives you that the little picture, like if you got the vinyl with the overlay. So that's really cool.
I want everyone to know it cost £1 more because of that.
Hey,
because of the little card slip case. I needed it.
Hey, and it's shiny. You get that the shiny foil looking. Yeah, that's how my vinyl is. It came in yesterday, and the whole it basically looks like a bigger version of that. Yeah. But over here at Target, they also showed off. I knew it was gonna have this what do you call it? Slip mat.
Yeah, slip mat.
So there's a slip mat. I knew about that, but I didn't know until they revealed like the other day that the back is gonna have an exclusive Perpetua overlay that's different from obviously this one that we've seen that even I have on my vinyl. They're gonna have him in a different outfit, so that's pretty interesting, pretty cool.
I love the outfit for him. It's like just a super puffy kind of dress. I love it for him.
Man, I love that you did a photo shoot where he's like, "Here, get me in this outfit for the throne." And then
I got the special one where he's in his archbishop attire.
Yeah,
he's sitting on the tail in that one too.
Yeah, this one over here.
Yeah, it has a tail on the back.
Yeah, I think you said that during the Manchester show. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's your time for your little rant before we get into the album.
Okay, so
do you want me to put the slide up of the message or no?
I'll tell you when to like preface it. Maybe go back to us talking.
Yeah.
So I was going to I think I said it before in the last one or the one before. I was going to the midnight signing. Well, stamping, where he gets the stamped version. I was super excited. Critical, good one, Bar. I was super excited. I had to go to the Leeds one. Leeds is a good 4 hours away from me via train. Like it's a way away, but I was like, it's a limited edition thing. It's a thing that not many people are gonna get. I love Ghost. I want to get it, so I booked it. I booked the hotel. And then on the train there, I realized that the hotel email hadn't come through, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to sleep. But that was all fine. That was just stress added on to what's going to happen. I got there. I put on my silly little outfit because, I wore like my Batwing hoodie to go there because, I don't know, felt appropriate. And then I walk down there, and I want you to please put up the slide.
Yeah.
Just so everyone can really bask in it, and I can read through it. Crash Records, the venue in Leeds. Skeleta Eve Midnight Sales. Crash Records open 23:45, 24th of April. Pick up your pre-order, or buy the album at midnight. Ghost goodies to give away. Get your record crucifix stamped. And that's my little heart in the left, because I liked it to make sure I was doing all the things right.
Yeah.
I went there for 11. Because, want to be early. And I was like 10 people away in the queue from the front. And I waited there for what must have been 45 minutes. And small thing, not to be like, boo-hoo me. No one was talking to me in the queue. Everyone was like talking. The people on the left were talking to the other people to my left, and the people on the right were talking to the other people on my right. So I just kind of sat in between two conversations. And then after 45 minutes of waiting, well, about 43, let's say, a guy comes up, and he's taking people's names. Like, hey, did you order this? Did you do this? Then he gets to me. What's your name? Ken Ghoul. Ken.
Ken Ghoul.
Did you... It's not fake. What the fuck was I even saying?
Did you pre-order it?
Oh, did you pre-order it, Ken? No. Oh, you're not going to get one.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So, I want to reread that. Pick up your pre-order or buy the album at midnight.
That's what I was just going to say, but it says or buy.
And he was like, well, we put a thing out a few days ago that says you had to pre-order it. No, you fucking didn't. And it says buy right there. And that's still up. So you can buy it still. They didn't give me any of the ghost goodies. I'll say that, and I'm mad about that, especially because they didn't even like give me a little handout to be like, I'm sorry you waited 45 minutes in the cold with no one talking to you.
Oh.
And he went, will you get out the line? So no politeness, no nothing, just will you get out the line? So I got out the line, and I know I'm a grown-ass man, but I was really sad. I called my friend Dev, who pops into chat sometimes, and I was so pissed off. I was so angry. I don't get angry that often. I like being a little creature of positivity and acting kind of weird on occasion. But it was a 15-minute walk to my hotel. And I was calling Dev and being like, I am so pissed off. I spent about £100 on trains and a hotel. The hotel alone was 80, by the way, for nothing.
Oh my god.
And there's no way you can complain to. There's no like Loma Vista helpline. There's no like ghost helpline to be like, hey, this venue said that you could do this and then you couldn't. What do I do? It was a long bit of travel. What do I do? I was crashing out in the Denny's parking lot. I wasn't having a good time. So when I was walking to my hotel, I got there a little bit before midnight. Skeleta was going to be out soon, and I was so miserable.
That you didn't
my mindset going into it was kind of like, well, it's out, I suppose, but I'm still kind of pissed at what happened. And I listened to it with Dev, because I was still on the call to Dev, ranting to him, just yapping away. We listened to it together, and we had a good time. And the day after I got that HMV exclusive one that I didn't know was a thing, I found it. It wasn't at the front. It was behind a bunch of the normal copies. I picked it out and got it. And I got an Opus CD and a Gorillaz Plastic Beach CD to calm myself down. That's my rant over. That's my rant over.
That's a terrible story, though. It's like...
Yeah. A little bit behind the scenes, I told Historia I didn't want to tell him the full story until you were all hearing it together. Because I sent you a voice message while I was in the queue. Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, "Hey, Historia, I'm in the queue." I was really excited. I was so excited. I booked a day off of work. I missed out wages. I'm still crashing out. I'm crashing out for a thing that happened 2 days ago. But yeah, I'm still a little heated. Can't upset.
No, I mean I would be too. That is just that is ridiculous. Like you didn't have one extra copy. Like you only have enough for the pre-orders? Come on, like.
Yeah, Ghost, this like super popular band. Oh yeah, we don't have any spare copies. I felt bad too because I remember saying like in the last one, like oh yeah, I'll be going there. I'll be taking plenty of photos and videos and all of that. And like I come back empty-handed and I'm just angry. I'm just angry. I don't get angry, Historia.
No.
The pain, the crash out.
I guess I saved myself from this pain. That's why I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I think I'm good.
It does have a happy ending. It does have a happy ending.
Say it.
The reason why I kept on bringing up Dev was because something happened in California.
Whoa, California.
Yeah. They're redoing some of the stamps. So you can pre-order an edition with the stamp. I believe they're releasing maybe a week later, a day later, something along those lines. He was telling me about it while I was laid down in my hotel. Like head in hands crashing out.
Yeah.
Dev has very kindly bought 2. And he's sending me one.
Oh, nice.
And
there you go.
I don't know if that's the power of community. Communism. Sorry. It was very nice of him to do. I don't know if he's in chat, but thank you, man. Love you.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I'm not that angry.
Well, guess what, Chronicle? Because I was going to tell you, I will go to my local Target, and if I see this exclusive version here, I will send it to you. So I will
crazy,
let you know.
Man. If you see it, I will send you money.
No, no. It's going to be a gift, man. It's going to be a gift. After this story, are you kidding me? You deserve it.
Thanks, man.
Oh my god. But yeah, of course, man. I know you would you're like, man, that one looks really cool. I wish there's no Targets over there, so
the slip mat, man. I have the right now slip mat. Do you know the one that was like you had to pre-order so quickly and you'd get a free one? I got the free one.
There you go. Man, now you have the skeleton one as well. So yeah, I'll make sure to
thank you, man,
to pick that up for you. But there you go.
Historia's gonna have my full address.
You'll have the stamp one, and you're gonna get the Target exclusive one. So you'll be good. Man. But that does suck, and it sucks to hear that you didn't have a good night that night. That's a night you were really looking forward to. But we're gonna make it right for you, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
man.
So if I say anything you disagree with about the album, remember I was really sad at the time.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's our opinions are our opinions, man, and it's okay if we disagree. That's the best part. If we just agreed on everything, there'd be no true back and forth conversation. So it's
exactly. It would just be the same talking head.
Yeah, I'd just be nodding right here. Yep.
Big Woozy or Big Wheezy said, "What happened to Kane? I just got here, bro. I'm crashing out."
Oh, bro. go back like the last 10 minutes because you can go back right now and then catch back up in the live. So
yeah.
All right.
Whenever you're ready to talk about Skeleta, I am.
Let's do it.
And I want everyone to know that if me and Historia disagree publicly, and we act amicable in the podcast, he's gonna end the live stream, and he's gonna send hammers to my house, and he's gonna beat me with hammers.
I actually think I will be the one that'll be more negative. At least that was my thought process coming in. Not that I'm really thinking I'm
You
gonna bash
hate
this.
Ghost.
No, no, no.
You hate Ghost.
I just think out of the two of us, now you're acting like you'll have more critiques, and I'm like, no, 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 I'll have more critiques.
We might
Uh,
have critiques about different things.
there you go, and that'll be
Yeah.
awesome. All
Yeah.
right. Well, like you said, it's time for Skeleta.
Woo!
So before we dive in, and our opinion might even change as we're like discussing it further again,
That's
what are
true.
your maybe superficial, just
General
like
thoughts.
general thoughts right before we go into a deeper dive? What are your general thoughts?
My general thoughts are that this is probably the least ghost album, but I think that's because of the personalization.
Yes.
It's so deeply personal, so entrenched in humanity and humanity's flaws and love lost and potentially toxic love, that it kind of skews the Satanism. Although there is a song called Satanized, I know, but it's not a song about Satan. None of the
Yeah.
songs really about Satan or how cool they are. There's marks of the evil one, but that's about the marks, not the evil one.
Exactly.
Satanized is about feeling demonized. I would say, because of how obviously introspective it is, and that Tobias wrote some of the songs on his own and co-wrote the other songs with other people.
Yeah.
So he had a hand on the process the entire way, as he does with everything to do with Ghost. It feels, I won't say it feels like a Passiflora 2, but spiritually, there's some of that energy there. If any of you have listened to Passiflora, if not, it's free.
Now it is. Thanks to the person that had to pay hundreds on eBay. But
I love Apple Juice and Joya. Thank you for leaking it.
yeah.
Margie Law says, has Ghost ever been about Satan, though? It's always an allegory, I think. I would say it's been an allegory, but a lot of the times they do mention Satan and like the Antichrist by name as a creature, not as a feeling. Like, obviously there's Year Zero. Hail Satan. It's that kind of deal, where it's like it is heavily entrenched in Satanism, and like Call Me Little Sunshine is about Mephistopheles. There's always that demon presence to it that I feel is lacking in this new one. So that's why I say it feels the least ghost. But then you have to get into the quandaries of like, what does least and most ghost mean? Is it the Satanism or is it something else?
I think
and that's a whole other debate.
Exactly. I would agree with you, and that's the statement you'll hear from people. But like you said, that doesn't necessarily mean
good album.
that it's a bad, that it's a bad thing. And yeah, it's not. It's not false. You easily can say this is the least ghost album. But like you kind of said, that's another quandary. What is Ghost? Is Ghost the way? Is it represented by how they state here? Because I agree with you. I think in the very beginning, I think it was more direct than allegorical. As the albums went on, it got more allegory, and now we literally have one song here where you just said it's called Satanized, but it's not really about Satan at all, and you really can tell the metaphor and the allegory right there. In the beginning, you couldn't say that for Opus, specifically Opus, almost throughout the whole Opus. That was not allegory. No.
You can't say that.
Went on, it started to, Emphasis was still, I would say, 50-50. Meliora, I think that's the turning point for me, where it started to, everything now just seem like an allegory rather than really be, using them, like you said, like the actual entities,
I would disagree.
Oh, that's completely
fine. I'd say Pquel.
I could,
because like in Meliora you still had like Majesty, which is a song that is referring to Satan.
Yeah, I get,
as an individual, whereas Pquel's more about the plague. And it kind of dovetails there, but I feel like there were still hints of that in Imper, as I said with what's that song that I just said earlier? That one that some people like and some people don't. Call Me Little Sunshine.
I was about to say, I could have mentioned one, but I thought there's probably like 3 you can mention that some people like, some people don't.
That's true. Like that, it was still there, but this one is just flat. Like there's
but even then, it's not really. That's when you can still really call it allegorical, because what you can think of as satanic or whatever in that sense, or like, whatever point of view you're listening to in that particular song, that could be an allegory for anything. It could be an allegory for an addiction or whatever, anything that's evil, that's trying to kind of get you back in, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like the demonic sense or whatever, but opus for sure. You couldn't really, you can't tell me there's an allegory for
just straight up.
But
I have one last little thing to say.
Yeah, of course.
About Skeleta. I'm so sorry. You still need to say your thoughts on the album. I'm yapping. Skeleta feels like a love album.
Yes, I was gonna say that in mine. Yes, but yeah, go ahead.
I think I'll leave it here because there's more. I feel like you can really dissect when we go through one by one, and then maybe at the end we wrap up general thoughts. Like again, now that we've said our thoughts on each song, so continue with what you think about the album.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I will agree with a lot of your points where it does feel or sound like the least ghost, not necessarily musically, but I think lyrically and meaning wise behind the songs. I think it's where you're getting like that. And I agree with you on love. I actually do think, I'm surprised love wasn't mentioned as a broader theme throughout the album, because kind of love is almost a through line from Peacefield up until Excelsis. I think so. You said different forms of it. There's finding love when there's still darkness, or love can be hope in Peacefield and stuff like that. And then, like you said, losing love and getting over love, and just so many different aspects. Toxic love. There's just so many different ways. Lustful love.
We'll talk about that when we get to it.
It's a through line that I don't hear many people reference. But yeah, I'm glad we kind of both caught on to that. But yeah, I mean, is it my favorite? No. Opus is still my favorite, but why is that? But I think that's mostly, it's not necessarily like, because that's what I think Ghost needs to be. That's just because that's my personal taste. Like I like horror elements in my songs. It spices it up for me. But then I also understand that I can't have that all the time. 3-4 albums of Opus, I would be opused out. Like
it would get stale.
Yeah, I like, every era kind of has its own flavor. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And for him, I love that this is what keeps him creatively motivated to do more. It's to not make an Opus 2, an Infestissimum 2. He didn't even want to right now recently make an Impera 2. Like you said, very personal album, and not one of my favorites. We'll get into each song and our little things about that. But yeah, in general, I liked it. I'm not going to say I disliked it. Is it, higher than some other ones?
In the live chat. You actually hate Skeleta.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I think we, like you said, we're good on the general, and then we can go in song by song here. All right. And obviously in the chat, let us know, if you guys agree, disagree as we go along. It'd be interesting to get your guys'
song by song.
And we'll subtly play them in the background, because like you said,
we have to be real subtle. It might as well be us humming them. It has to be that subtle.
because I feel Loma Vista has their freaking snipers just ready to go. Like, I know this Jerry guy is about to push that, but don't push it, buddy. Don't push it. Peace field.
Yeah.
There you go.
This always mate. We should be quieter. It's just loud. Copyright. Sorry, I'm tweaking. I'm crashing out again.
But yeah. Let me put up the graphic because obviously the first song, track 1, is Peace Field. So
yeah, the opener.
You can go first, my friend.
I would say for an opener, this is I think it's a great song to open with because it's this like hopeful song of like what can we look forward to? What can we believe in? Thanks. I almost called him Copia. My baby isn't around anymore. Thanks, Perpetua. And I think that's fantastic. I like the song a lot. It's one of the singles we got, really close to the album release, actually. But I thoroughly enjoy this song. Like the bit that's coming where it's like, your love, bright like the starlight. Good. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I love that, it's an opener that has lyrics. I was mistaken in my review. I had forgotten. Somebody in the comments reminded me that Spirit also had lyrics, and that was the opener for Meliora. I had honestly I had spaced out on that when I was making my review. But I love what it has to say. Before we get into the rest of it, where no matter what we're gonna go through the rest of the album or what you're gonna go through in life, you can always find hope. You can always, there's always gonna be light somewhere, even if the, like they say, the blood moon is over the peace field. Darkness is always gonna hang overhead, but I love that message that you always will be able to find your way through and find the light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how hard it seems. So I think it's a great opener, and yeah, I love the Journey-esque vibes it has. I compared it in my review to like on Separate Ways. The choruses almost have that similar, like very similar. So I love that, man. It's one of my favorites on the album. So I love Peace Field. Honestly, nothing overly negative to say about it.
Yeah, I will say it's not my favorite, but I do love the very Journey and 80s vibe that is across this entire album.
Yes.
I adore this thoroughly. Yeah. It's not my favorite though.
Okay, and that obviously we kind of these first three are
these through Peace Field.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have anything negative. It's good.
It was a single that already came out.
Yeah, pretty much these first three are kind of the ones that just came out. So obviously Lacrima, we've talked about this also ad nauseum. Once again, awesome 80s vibe for me. Love the riff. And then this is your...
Lacrima had to grow on me.
Yeah.
For a bit, but I do appreciate it more. I will quickly say before we get to the other song, I think this and is it? I don't know how to say the second word. Missilia Amore.
Yeah,
I will say that and this are sister songs. They are songs that you can see reflections in or tell a whole story about. In my opinion, toxic love.
Yes. You're right.
Also, a toxic love that has ended, and it's still in the ending phase,
and kind of you being in denial for a bit of the song until maybe the very end when you're. He's finally like, okay, let's get past this. For most of it, it's kind of telling yourself you're over something that you're not over. But so it kind of seems like that thing, like that's haunting, like you said in the music video, the vampire or the whatever haunting presence haunting you at night. It's kind of like your own thoughts or the feelings haunting you. And then finally at the end being like, you know what, you confront them, you'll face them, and then you'll finally be like, you know what, I'm done. Let's just get past
We
this.
need to pass. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it had to grow on me. It had to grow. Like when I was dissecting it and breaking it down, I was getting into it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Super 8, like you said, the whole album, I do love that theme, you know, it's kind of
It got an
consistent.
80s band.
Yeah, that it's a. I think Impera was still kind of like here, there, everywhere. I mean, you think of something like 20.
Some was ABBA.
Yeah.
But this one has a more consistent sound, which could be to its detriment or benefit. It all depends on personal taste.
Yeah. All right, so we are on to 3, which is obviously the first one we ever got, Satanized.
Satanized. I'm Satanized. I mean, we've talked about Satanized, I feel, at this point, ad nauseum, because it was the first one to come out. Yeah. I love this song. I will say, though, in comparison to every other song on this album, it feels like an outlier. Like, where really are the synths?
It does, and I don't know if that's because it's one that he mentioned has carried over from at least the Impera cycle, or maybe before that. I don't remember if it was made for the Impera and it just didn't make the cut. I think that was the case. I could be wrong, but yeah, it is one that is carried over from before. There's going to be songs that maybe were created for this album that we're not going to see in, you know,
until the next album or something like that.
Yeah, because he says he doesn't really throw away, you know, certain ideas that he thinks are good. Maybe right now what didn't work were either the lyrics or the actual music, and then it's just something that he can maybe fine tune down the road when you're in another state of mind, you know. So yeah,
I mean, I personally love this song. This song is great. I adore this song thoroughly. It's in the top 3 of the singles that came out for me personally.
In the top 3, we only got
there. We go. We got there eventually. I'll blame that on connection. But I feel just with how like synth heavy and 80s the rest of the album is, this kind of gets like the like black sheep treatment of like, why are you so different? But as you said, it's probably just because it was an outlier.
I think so, and now that I kind of look at it, I think it was the perfect choice to be the first one.
Oh yeah,
because for all the people that do want those darker elements or the satanic elements, in a way, superficially, you just see Satanized, and yeah, you just like, okay, good, yeah, we're back, people. Because honestly, I think if it would have been Lacrima would have been a close second, so it's actually also funny that was the second, just because it had that little darker edge to it. But honestly, any of the other ones, I think there would have been already like a, whoa, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
So I think it was a very smart first track to put out, because everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm Satanized and this and that. And trying to say that.
Oh yeah, I'm Satanized.
Like, that's not actually the meaning behind the song at all. It's not actually like that's what you're hearing. Like, it's not about Satan or anything. So
it's about. Hold on, I'll get there. There we are. It's another song about love. Love was in all these ones so far, but compared to Peacefield's hopeful love of things to come, and Lacrima's ended love that has turned into saccharine sadness, and this yearning and missing. This one is about feeling a love in a situation that you shouldn't. Like, personally for me, I compare it to like, I think the music video really goes with it. Of like, in old-timey religions, mainly Christianity, if you liked something that wasn't the norm, you were ostracized.
Yes.
Or killed. So it's that like reckoning of this. And personally, because I am a little I did the limp wristed thing, but like my webcam isn't on, you can't see that. I quite feel like, you know, discovering oneself in like potentially like sexuality or just loving something you shouldn't.
Yeah,
It can be
exactly.
read many different ways.
Yeah, and I guess that's the norm now, right? Like, pretty much it's kind of like how he mentioned in one interview. It's like, well, what does the song mean to you? And there you go. That's what that's what it means, because that's how you took it. It's even if that wasn't maybe the intent, it's not even up to the artist at this point to really dictate. Like, no, you have to look at it only this way. It's up to interpretation. Art is subjective.
There is a phrase of that, I believe. It's death of the author.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, sorry to just parrot what you just said, but that's just it.
Yeah. No, you're completely correct. But yeah, I mean, we've already touched on this one enough. I don't know if
touched on this one. We're gonna have to wait for Umbra for that. Sorry. I had to get one out before we get there. Umbra's real, and I'm really excited about it.
Let's see what's the next one. So now we're on to.
Is it guiding lights or
Guiding lights. So,
what are your thoughts on this song? Let's go. You first.
I like it as a power ballad. I don't think it's the strongest of that type of song that they've done, you know, before. I would still put another like He Is or just some other one on top of this one, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's hard to kind of get. It's almost like that's what I'll say about a lot of these songs. They're good. There's hardly
there's just something to them.
Yeah. There's nothing here I think that soars as high as things they've done in the past, but I don't think they're also some of the lowest. Maybe to some people. I did see, for some reason, I didn't venture as to why or how, but this became the most hated song on Twitter for some reason. Yeah, on my feed I kept seeing.
This isn't the worst song on the album.
That's what I'm saying. Even lyrically, like there's another one that we'll get to that musically I really like. I will say that too. Like musically, I think this album is great. I think sometimes sets some of these songs behind, sad to say, I think it's maybe the lyrics, you know. So, but
I think it depends, because I feel like some lyrics, they kind of sound stupid until you like maybe read them or listen to them. It's one of those things of like, upon closer inspection, you know, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I personally love this song. I love that. Yeah, again, this is about love, but it's about is a love that's kind of splitting. Like the other person is going down the long road to nowhere, and you can't really say anything to them directly, but you wish you could, and you're trying to hint to them like, that way is the wrong way. You're going down the wrong path. And I think it's beautiful, and I think Tobias, he does a great job singing this. I love the way that when he's like, we see our God standing before us, can't you hear them saying, the way that he says saying really sticks in my head, because he sounds so melancholy, desperate, and upset. Like he's trying to break through, but he just can't.
Yeah. And we had both read, and you had reminded me that this one was actually a song that was going to be used for Arcane Season 2, if we're not mistaken. Not necessarily the intro song or nothing. I think you said mostly like it was going to appear in a
character moment.
In an episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it didn't make the cut at the end of the day. So
it got retooled to here.
And I think it's good.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
It's not my favorite song on the album, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, and then it is De Profundis Borealis.
Hmm. Pardon me, the slide.
Yeah. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So on this one, you could go first.
Oh, you go first.
Oh.
Yeah, you go first. I have opinions about this one. Sorry,
Oh,
everyone.
no problem.
I got opinions.
Oh man, I'm like, are they bad? What's going on?
I think this song might be my least favorite on the album. I don't know why. I like it.
Musically, lyrically.
I just feel like with everything else, it just doesn't stand out as much. And for me personally, I don't know why. The little earworm it had of like was good, but I don't know. Maybe this is just one I have to listen to a bit more, because obviously this album came out yesterday. I haven't had a lot of time to absorb it.
Yeah,
I do like it. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah, I thought I would like it more than I did, honestly, because this is one that they kind of, I believe this is the one they were hyping up that they said has like, that was kind of opusy, or I don't think I don't think I really did that.
It's not very opusy.
I think they were kind of just like, which one out of the, can we say is kind of opusy? Oh, let's do this one. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I kind of wrote in my thing that it's that I got from it, about emotional suppression and finding the strength to, as it says, thaw that ice, to let go of guilt and shame, and finally be able to breathe. So I do love the messaging behind these songs. Of course, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like one I'll have on my my personal playlist.
Yeah, it's very. I feel like it's another it's like a sequel song to Satanized whole deal. Like messaging wise, I feel. Like you could see it as kind of being related in some way with suppression and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This one didn't really stick out that much to me as other ones did. And I know that this is a lot of people's, it's in the top tier of the album, but for me it just didn't really ring through. And it's not opusy to me.
Oh no. I mean, look, you can hear it right now. It's not opus.
It's not very opus. Where's all the
I know. I mean, the opening of Con Clavi Con Dio, dude, that's the number one on my playlist. That is just chef's kiss. Literally, that's when I think of Ghost, and it's not. That's not even the subject matter. It's just that's the music. And where is that stuff, man? I don't think in here there's one for me that's like that.
No, I would have loved another song akin to an Elizabeth or Death Knell, but we didn't get one this time.
Yeah.
Death Knell.
Let's see. I know it's just gonna be, man. It is kind of bittersweet. It's good that this is what he wants to do. This is what fulfills him, and that's great because at the end of the day, they don't owe us anything in particular. He can,
no matter what song we talk about and our opinions, it'll be someone's favorite, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, even if it's not our personal, exactly. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong, because they could view mine and think that I'm completely wrong, and that's fine.
Mine's right though.
We just need to not get toxic to each other and 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 that's all. That's some of the
We'll
takes
fight
I'm
behind the
hearing
screen.
some of the takes I'm seeing on this album are just ridiculous. They seem so entitled, like they're owed everything. It's just crazy takes.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's kind of like a Passiflora too, where at the end of the day, it seems like he kind of had to go through this. I feel he had to make this personal album at the moment. It's just something he had to do, whether it was called Ghost, where it was on something like a band
On
Ghost.
Tobias Forge.
Yeah.
It was just one he had to make.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like a catharsis that he had to go through. You know what I mean? So it's okay. We'll see on the next one. But now let's go on to
Which one's the next one? Is it Cenotaph?
Cenotaph. Yeah. This one here, it didn't end up as like emotional as I thought it would get me. But I really like it. I love the subject matter. I love what it has to say.
I like this song.
Little things that are great to me are kind of how like how you can kind of think of the memory of somebody or just memories in general as kind of like a rebirth of them, because and how they're always stay with you, so no one they're never truly going to go away, and as long as you remember them, as long as somebody remembers you, you're kind of always here in a way, you know what I mean? So I do love the little messaging in the lyricism about that stuff. What about you, man?
I think this is another one. Unfortunately, like I know I was very lacking on the De Profundis talk, but I feel like I like this one. Right next to
I love that part of it. It's just like I like it. I like
it. It's not my favorite, but it is like remembering someone that's, well, to me it feels like remembering someone that's passed, or as you said, just memory, like a faded memory or something, like something that happened once and isn't around, and how joyful that can bring, and how it can bring like a moment of reprieve.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I like how very upbeat it is, like the opening and like the keys.
I like that. Now that you mentioned that, I do like that it is more upbeat than I thought it was going to be. That rhymes don't hit the player, hit the game bars, because it goes along with the messaging. It's kind of like your loved one that passed, they're never really going to leave you, because as long as you keep their memory with you, they're there. So now that I'm kind of talking it through, I kind of like that it is a little more upbeat, because you're trying to it's like you're trying to cheer somebody up, right?
Exactly,
you're not trying to play a super mournful song, because that's not really going to get somebody out of that funk. So
it gets them just more like they're gone, whereas this is like them at the top of the mountain, like it's so joyful.
Yeah. Okay. We're convincing ourselves. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. I like it. This song makes me happy. It makes me smile. Is that the hard cutting journalism you want from Skeleta? It makes me smile.
And yes, I do love, as Gak Olav says here, I really like the galloping riffs. I'm always a sucker for galloping riffs. I love those. Especially when Metallica used them on the Four Horsemen, because it was like it mirrored like the galloping of the horses. Anyways, we do have a Four Horsemen.
I don't know any terms for anything.
We do have.
I don't know any terms for anything.
Oh my god. Let's see.
Right next to me.
Wait, numbers. Where's slide 7? Oh, there you are.
Everyone point and boo at Historia. He's lost the slide.
No, this is my favorite slide.
I would have put this slide on Umbra personally. Anyways.
No, for me, love rockets, baby. Oh.
I actually want you to go first with this one, because I have thoughts of this that tie back to Lacrima.
I mean, musically, I like it musically. I will say that this is personally for me
Is it
my
your
least
least
favorite.
favorite?
This is my least favorite of the album, and it's lyrically, and
You haven't put Missy Leo Mori on.
yes, I did. Oh, not the
No,
song.
this
No, no,
is.
no. Oh
How
yeah.
dare you?
Oh my god. That's how much I dislike it. I guess I was like, I'm not even gonna.
Cognitive dissonance.
You're
You
gonna.
better
You're gonna.
put this stripper music on.
Okay, here we go. Musically, like I said, great. Um, lyrically, I think it's a it's a miss. Obviously, if I really think about it, and honestly, Ghoul here in the chat, I was talking to her
I
about
have
uh, she framed
my
it in a way
deception.
where she kind of played a scene in her head where it's like this stripper, as she put it, that's kind of out of her luck, and like this is the only thing she has to do. This is the only type of love that she can kind of get knows of. And when she kind of started to frame it like that, it's just it made it a little bit better. But yeah, for me, it's
I have my own framing.
okay. What's your framing?
So if we go to Lacrima, it's about a love that has ended, and they're obviously upset about that, despite the fact that it didn't sound really beneficial.
Yeah.
The missing of a love that was toxic, and this one is like, so you want out now, do you, love? And I think while it is like a very like, this song would be played in a strip club, absolutely. I think it's supposed to sound sexual and alluring when actually the love rockets are love bombing the other person on the side of this now ended relationship, love bombing to try and get the person from Lacrima back. And this part, your heart, or the war is on. Like, they're not going to stop, they're going to keep going. Love bombing and love bombing. And seeming more alluring, like, come back. You might be done crying, but I'm not done. I'm going to hunt you down. I can never run, I cannot hide, compared with this. I'm going to hunt you down.
It's funny because like my own personal one, I kind of viewed it where like in my head they should be flipped, where I think this comes before. This is the part of the story that came before Lacrima. I believe this is when it was the heat of the toxic relationship, and when you're in there and you love but hate that person, it like that's the obviously the love rockets in between the eyes, one form of love, if you would say that.
Yeah.
Yet the other part of that is, but almost envisioning like an actual rocket, like almost an actual shot to your head, almost like literally a love and a hate relationship where this is really toxic. And so in my head, I kind of viewed them where this one came before in the story to Lacrima. This was the heat of them two not being right for each other, and you have that those rough moments, rough moment
in a toxic relationship,
rough nighttime escapade.
So yeah, I do think this song is made to be like feel sexual in some way, when actually it means quite the opposite. At least personally, in me, I might be reading a little too far into it, because I feel like it's I personally read it as like two different perspectives on the same relationship ending, where they probably aren't good for each other, because the other person was trying to move on but was still crying and was full of this self-doubt, and this person can't handle that it's over, that they wanted out, so they're love bombing.
Yeah. And I love that, honestly, a lot. Like, all of these can be true in their own way.
Yeah,
and that's the best part. It's
death of the author.
Yep, how it works to fit our own little headcanons, which is pretty awesome.
Our own interpretation.
Yeah. All right. So that was
What's
Love
next?
Rockets. Let's see. Oh my God, we're almost at the end. We're at number
Oh my
8.
god. Which one's
So
next?
8 is.
Oh fuck yeah.
All right. So, with this one, I mean, I would say honestly, they should have said this was the closest, especially lyric wise, to anything from like the first albums, just because you had the
Sorry?
whole four
Infested
horsemen.
Human?
Huh?
Yeah.
Just because you had the
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. That they should.
Yeah.
One was the closest in tone to like the first couple albums, just with the at least they're lyrically,
yeah.
with, talking about the four horsemen, but obviously it's an allegory for a lot of things, and even the current climate of the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Like you said, marks of the evil one. It's not really focused on the evil one.
Evil one. It's the marks.
Marks. What is a mark? A mark can be perceived as like follower or a sucker or just something of that sort. So
well, he says disciples of the evil one a lot. So to me, it's like interchangeable language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wrote in my thing. I wrote it's less, the obvious biblical meaning that it kind of says there, but it's more about it, like you said, the followers or the disciples, the people marked by pain, suffering, and fanaticism, especially. It could be seen as a social commentary. You just use framing it with obviously like apocalyptic imagery, and almost like you can kind of see that that's our current climate is seeming apocalyptic.
I wonder why in this geopolitical climate he'd make a song that sounds apocalyptic.
It's funny, I do have to tell you.
Under a rock, everyone.
Somebody in the or was it somebody in my comments asked me, they're like, is the Marks of the Evil One, is this another song that they made directed to the whole MAGA thing?
I wouldn't be surprised.
And yeah, I guess like I wouldn't
Tobias has been very vocally like anti-Trump. Like look at Terzo's entire era post the election.
Yeah.
Where like on stage he was saying that mummy dust and like the art of mummy dust, where it's Donald Trump in hell commanding legions while naked.
Oh God! Please don't put that image in my head.
Sorry, it's true. I have the CD right there. So I would say it's definitely
could be perceived that way.
I definitely do, especially because like there's so many different pulling sides in politics. That it's the marks of the evil one. It's not just the one; it's the many.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was his frame of mind when making it, because it's like, yes, we could easily
avoid that.
Yeah, we could easily interpret it that way, but like you said, with what we do know of his views, I'm pretty sure that was maybe even the intention to begin with. So,
yeah, and he did say in an interview that while a lot of it was him reflecting on himself, he was also looking at the world around him, and I feel like this song really embodies that fully.
This is the song that kind of pulls back, and like you said, it's more of a social commentary rather than a personal. This one doesn't really feel personal at all, because
there's no love in this one.
Yeah, and there's no love in this one. You're definitely right.
It's just a hit.
So yeah, it was like personal, interest. Now it's like social commentary, and then back to personal.
The next one is very personal to me. I will say this song. is probably like top 3 of my favorite in the whole album.
Oh, Marks? Yeah.
I love this song.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was great. Let's see.
What?
But now we get to
Yeah.
your top 3. I'm sure this one's in your top 3 of the album.
Show it to me.
And let me
Show me the money.
So
This is a good picture to choose for Umbra.
Oh god. Take it away.
Thank you. I will. This song fucks so hard. I enjoy it so much, and I got to hear this live, so I got to hear it in that massive crowd when it was first ever played. And like the cowbell being such a massive part of it, I mean that always harkens to me. Seasons Don't Fear the Reaper, by Blue Oyster Cult, simply because cowbell. And the cowbell shenanigans in the other songs of Cowbell Ghoul. But this song, like this riff, just I love it. And this one feels, I know he said the other one was like a rejected Nosferatu track. This one feels the most vampiric to me.
Yep.
It sounds like a dark force doing dark things in an altar.
Yes. This is more blasphemous than the other one, if you really want to say that, because like you just said, it almost seems like you're you're almost doing it at a church. You're almost, almost. But yeah, this one. I honestly didn't think this one that I was gonna like it, just because of how they were describing it before. They almost made it seem like a throwaway. They're like, yeah, every I got to throw in a coital song in there, So they were
that's love in a way.
Yeah, but it's freaking good. It's freaking good.
I adore this song.
The line between like worship and desire, and it has like a lot that it's saying. Love comes with pain, and and then surrendering to something. It can even be seen as surrendering to something bigger than yourself, even when you feel it could break you. And like, break me.
I'm not saying it. It's him. Am I thinking it? Maybe, but he's saying it.
Look what I saw in the chat. Who was it? Look what Zach said in the chat.
The darker, the better.
I laughed so hard to the song last night. Oh my god, Zach.
Also, the do. I see your light shine through.
So yeah, I think with this one we can agree it's also in my top 3 of the entire album. So I think we're both really high on this song.
Oh yeah, this is probably my favorite. I can listen to this one over and over again. I love the blasphemy. And also, as you said, the sense of giving oneself to something bigger, or giving yourself to something so completely and utterly.
Yeah.
Which, yet again, I'm pretty sure we bring up this movie like once every stream. It feels. Nosferatu 2024, it feels a lot like that movie to me.
Yep, it does.
And I love it. I will not speak more about Umbra, for my lawyer has told me not to.
Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, honestly, now that you're saying it's your favorite, I'm trying to think. I'm like, what could I say is my favorite? And honestly, this might be it.
It's really good.
I love it. I love the subject matter. I love what it has to say, even like deeper than just superficially. I love the musical elements. I love the fucking cowbell. I mean,
yeah.
Like, what is there? I don't
have a fever. It needs more cowbell.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything Bar said, "Is Nosferatu 2024 new homework?"
You fuckers haven't finished the other homework.
Oh no! I think one of them emailed me and said I finished the homework, or they said it here in the stream. It might have been Bar. So, because I think it was homework was Midnight Mass and
Better Man.
Better Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have
Bar has well done.
Think Bar.
Yeah, Nosferatu 2024 is the new homework. I love that song so much.
That movie or that song?
That movie. Sorry, I'm listening to this song and like I'm actively getting into it. Like, you know, I'm fucking vibing, dude.
Oh my god.
Bar said it under a video.
Okay.
He probably did.
All right.
Thank you, Bar, for doing the homework. No one else did.
Yeah, Midnight Mass. Oh my! I gotta watch that again. In one sitting, because that I need to take a day and then just watch that in one sitting again. That show was so freaking good. Ligia says, homework for stuff I've already seen and obsessed with.
You're the one issuing the homework, then. You're far past the class. You get top marks. Marks of the evil one.
Oh my god, we're past.
Someone should shut Kane up. I think that's what I'd be writing in chat. I think if I was a watcher.
All right, now we're actually on to the last one, man. We're already here.
God, I gotta say the tonal whiplash between Umbra and this song.
Oh yeah, it couldn't be more different.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it hit really hard as a watching experience, listening. Sorry, because it's. Yeah, this is a bit too loud. The copyright's gonna get us. I need to keep talking, otherwise the copyright's gonna get us. Historia, turn it down. No, not this one. We gotta keep this up. This is content. This is episode 6.
All right. There you go.
Sorry, I'm his lawyer.
He freaks out.
I do.
You gotta reel me in.
I do. I've had to fight this fucking thing before. This song. You take this one away. You let me take the last one away. You take this one away with your thoughts.
Oh man, this one was. I can't say it's my favorite that I can really re-listen to is Umbra, but I would say the most powerful, the one that probably is gonna be leave the deepest mark. Oh god, Mark's the evil one. Is gonna be Excelsis for me when I think back on this album.
Yeah.
In terms of that had something to really say and very powerful, and it was a great way where, like, I would say if after this Ghost goes away for a little bit, it's like it was the perfect last song for a bit of time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in terms of what it means and how it can help through things, it just hit really hard. And then just that existential crisis that I'm sure he's feeling. One, losing people. Two, thinking of his own mortality. We either lose people or we get into our head some days where we start thinking about our own mortality. And just knowing, you know what, like, yes, this is going to happen. But right here, right now, we're alive, and sometimes that's enough. And so enjoy what we have right now in the moment, because they will go, he will go, and you will go. But right now we're in the moment, and let's just enjoy this as good as we can. And that's why I'm like, people, stop focusing on the negative. Like, just find stuff you enjoy. If there's things in this album itself, for example, even just musically, like stuff that you don't like, don't listen to it, skip it. But if there's something in this one that you can find joy in, enjoy that. If it's past albums, if it's whatever it is in your life, it's like, enjoy the stuff you enjoy and don't harp on the negative. We get one time, we get one shot. It's not a video game. We don't get to do life over. Let's not spend it being negative or harping on the negatives. But now it's your turn, man.
Man, this fucking song. I'm sorry. This song hit me really hard, and I wasn't expecting it to. I'd say, I feel like with death as a concept has been a focus for Ghost in two major projects. That being Right Here, Right Now, and Excelsis in Skeleta, which is the ending of a song. Robert Martin Persner, where are you? He left a long time ago. Sorry, Robert. Sorry, I just saw that. Martin Persner. I need to talk about something else before I start crying. He still does Magna Carta Cartel. He did a song from Passiflora recently and released it. Yeah. Via Excelsis. Right Here, Right Now was about the fact that, yeah, we're all gonna die, and there's ups and downs, but we're here. We are here right now, so we should enjoy it. Whereas I feel like this song, it doesn't revel in it. I feel like it's a comforting song from someone who's also terrified.
Yeah.
It starts off as so comforting. As like, come with me to the Holy Land, to the Rainbow's End. This is the return of your innocence, the end of a life grieved in vain. But then it ends with such a fucking poignant line that, like, in the lore or whatever, you can see as, like, Perpetua's scared of not being Perpetual. And in real life, Tobias, who is growing up before us, as we've seen him go from things like Crash Diet to Subvision, to Repugnant to Subvision to Ghost, and then being outed, and the fuck. Sorry. This song makes me cry. It ends on that poignant line of just being afraid that it's going to end. Like, Right Here, Right Now is like, we're here, so let's have a good time. And then this one is really confronting the fact that isn't death scary?
Yeah.
And I think that it's beautiful. It's a very poignant song to end on too. Like, this is the last thing in the album, and I feel like this is going to be maybe the last album for a while, whether it's normal album making length time or even a bit more just because Tobias needs that time.
Yeah. Like you said, the very last, it's literally the outro. This is the end of the avenue. I am afraid of eternity too. And what is the stuff that is right here behind him? Like, I didn't just choose this for a cheesy thing. I mean, you're staring out into the void, into eternity. The album cover itself, it's surrounded by space, even though you can kind of hardly see it around the edges. But it's his thoughts, it's his personal feelings, pretty much floating out there in the void, and he's scared of eternity too. And we all are, so it's super relatable. We all get to that point, sadly, but oh geez, like you said, we're here now, so let's live it to the fullest, focus on positive and not the negative. That's pretty much all that's all anybody can ever say, because we don't know anything else. Like, so much is so for so much that we know in life, that is just a big question mark, and nobody knows. But the only thing we do know is we're only here once, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's all we can do, man. And
Yeah.
for closing thoughts on the album as a whole, for me, I just kind of want to read what I wrote in my review, and I wrote, taken as a whole. Oh, let me take this off really quick. Oh, jeez. I wrote, taken as a whole, Skeleta is Ghost's most personal work to date. It's not about demons and devils. It's about the emotional highs and lows of being human, about how belief, love, grief, and transformation shape us. This album isn't just the next chapter for Ghost. It's Tobias taking off the mask just enough to show us what's really underneath, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. My thoughts on this album as a whole, after covering all the songs and saying that this song's all right, but it's not my favorite, is that this, as you said, it's Ghost's most personal work yet. Maybe not Tobias's most personal work, as I think that was with Passiflora. Well, maybe at that time. And now, as times have changed, as the world has changed, and things are getting scary, like in Marks of the Evil One, he feels the need to talk about that, but also take the time of self-reflection after so long of looking around to do bigger things for the band. This era will have this arc will have this. Let's do a movie, let's do a show, let's make this whole thing theatrical. And this one is just having a long look in a mirror and realizing that everyone's flawed. No one is perfect. But that's okay. And that among all the uncertainties of eternity, love is still there. And love can still be there, no matter if the disciples of the evil ones are still there or not. Because as Tobias has said, they'll die. They'll die eventually. And love will still be there.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very poignant thing to end. But yeah, overall, not my favorite album. That feels like such a dick thing to say after being like, it's really poignant. It has some of my favorite songs from Ghost, but it's not.
I'm happy he made it, though, or they made it. However you want to put it. So like you said, even though it's not gonna be our personal favorite album, I love the intention behind it. I think it had to be done at the moment it was done. And you got to think like what was going on around him. I mean, he was working simultaneously, as we read from that amazing French magazine Rock Hard, working on the movie and album at the same time. So I'm sure that also has something to do with how this turned out. But it got him probably at that time to, he was dealing with a lot, and what he was feeling was like very personal thoughts, and it's probably why it had to come out in this album, that was made at that turbulent time. After he maybe refreshes a bit, I'm sure he's gonna creatively recharge, and we're gonna get something else, maybe something, again, like you said, grandiose, like the other ones have been, where it's more pulling back and looking at a bigger picture, whereas this one, he really zoomed in the lens and focused in for the most part, other than one song.
Yeah, and I feel like the reflection is wonderful. And with obviously like the big change of like the mask and more of Tobias being seen than ever, I feel like it's incredibly fitting for the band at this time to show more humanity than usual.
Exactly.
It normally does.
And we got Shape in the Shadows here supporting the channel once again. Thank you so much. Says, just wanted to say thank you all, and thank you to Historia and Chronicle for this amazing community. Love you all. If you have Ghost, you have everything.
Thank you, the Shape in the Shadows.
Man, he's coming in for two with amazing messages. Thank you so much. But no, it's honestly, it's thank you guys for we've been on this 6-episode journey, and we got the album, and you guys made this what it is. Like this, I love we got this safe space where we can talk about this. We can kind of share our feelings, no matter if they're good or bad, and hopefully it's like that for all of you guys as well. And that's all we can ask for at the end of a little place where we can come together and
together as one.
Yep. So thank you guys. Thank you, Shape in the Shadows, for joining us here. You've made it a better community that we have going on here with your presence. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I still can't believe that going back 7 weeks ago, like you were like, hey, do you want to do something sometime? And then we had our first ever conversation live on air, like a week later, when we realized our schedules were clear and something was happening.
Yeah.
That we could talk more about it, and it's continued for 6 weeks, despite being sometimes a day late, sometimes 3 days early.
Or minutes late, 20 minutes late.
Yeah, it's fine. I've just seen someone put Austin Woods, Loma Vista send Kane some ghost goodies. They won't. I've talked negatively about them before. They won't send me anything. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Truly. And after 6 weeks and 6 Skeletalks, well, Skeletalk is the Skeletalk is over. Not the podcast, but the talk about the album. You know, like the Skeleta.
This is kind of bittersweet in itself, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like we reach the end of one road. Hopefully, we can just start the next road, and it doesn't mean that this is truly the end. But
I'm scared of eternity too.
I want to thank you for joining me, man. Man, we're all getting our feels here. What's going on?
We just played Excelsis. That's what's going to happen. I was crying earlier. I don't know if you could tell, but that's why I was like breathing weird for a second, and I had to mute myself. That song gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are freaking out. I'm sorry.
You like bars like, wait, Skeletalk is ending?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We don't hate each other yet, so we're doing something all right.
Like Ghoul said, it's only the beginning.
It is. It's just a matter of finding what we're gonna yap about in future Skeletalks to come, because Skeleta, the thing this was about, is here.
Yeah.
Which is like a wild thought, right?
It really is. Like I've mentioned to you off air, like I only really started this channel about give or take 2 months ago, and it seemed like the entire thing was just working towards Skeleta, and it's crazy that within those 2 months it's now here. It's here and gone. It's kind of bittersweet. So the hype train that we were on with the, like you said, with a destination, we've reached it, and it's all about maybe hopefully soon having another destination to shoot for. But if not, just hopefully we can still come together here and just hang out regardless. I mean, even if it's not specifically talk about Skeleta or whatever. I just feel like we kind of it's like,
if heaven Lord sees fit, this podcast continues, like, I don't know, like a year in the future or something crazy, and we're still talking about Skeleta, I think that would be kind of wild.
There would be a problem.
We'd be rocking in our chairs back and forth, like, I remember Umbra.
I mean, we got a whole past catalog we can go into if we want it. You know, if we're gonna keep it ghost specific. There's who knows. There's possibly topics that people in the chat can bring up. We gave ourselves homework when it came to shows and stuff. Like we can talk about whatever. I just think as long as we're kind of hanging out, the core group here, you know, that's gonna be fun at the end of the day. You know, gives us something to look forward to weekly. It's regardless of what the subject matter is. Honestly, I'm at the point where like I don't really care. I just kind of like hanging out with you guys and chatting for a bit of my day. And
you cut out. Hello.
Oh, did I cut out?
You yeah, for me at least. You just sound like you went, I don't really care. And then silent.
No, I was saying I don't really even care what the subject matter is that we kind of bring to the table.
Yeah.
I just kind of like now, like just hanging out with you guys for a little bit of my day. Subject matters can change. You know what? They could be whatever. They could be music. They could be other forms of entertainment. At this point, who cares? If you know, every now and then, bring it back to, of course, Ghost. To have a through line. Great.
I feel like doing some things that are like maybe a little different. Because like we could talk about the book that is a.
Oh yes, we need to cover that book, dude.
The Brothers 4. If we get maybe clearance to read that, depending on how long it is, we could just like tune in every so often and be like, "Hey, it's book time," and we all chill out and we all enjoy a bedtime story.
Dude, that's actually a great idea because I've been waiting for Skeleta.
You've been waiting for Skeleta, me too, man.
To kind of come and go to then start touching on the book. I've kind of been sitting on it, but that is a hefty amount of material. I still haven't read it, but even if we kind of dissect one chapter a week, we kind of treat it like a book club. Like we have homework, guys, go read this chapter and come back with your own thoughts. We'll come back with ours. Let's dissect it. It's ghost lore adjacent, so it is ghost.
It's a new take on Ghost. Yeah. I can do my really bad impressions of the Papas for everyone to laugh at me for.
Right?
Yeah,
so I'd be excited to dive into that book. And he even has a prequel book already like gonna debut in a month or two as well, so there's already gonna be hefty material in his own, you know, personal ghost lore
connected universe.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see Ghost of Thrones. Gonst of Thrones.
Bar, no, read it to us. Chronicle, give us character voices, please. We won't laugh.
Oh my god.
If we can cover Brothers 4, I absolutely will. If we don't, you guys better, I don't know, make a theory or something quick, and if we read it on the show like we do a viewer submitted episode, we're not reading the olive oil fic, but if we do like a viewer submitted episode, we can do something like that as like a little short thing.
But no, I got the okay from the author and the artist of literally one of the newest shirts that just went up on the shop. I believe he drew, he did the cyborg, the shirt that's up right now, the cyborg Papa 5. He did that.
You don't
one.
have a slide of that.
No, I don't. But if you guys go to actually, I can go real quick to the website and show you guys. So he did that one, and he is the one who wrote the book, and he's given me the okay to cover it on the channel, even including the art. So he's okay with it.
Yo, I'm seeing a few things in chat. They're kind of cooking you.
Who, me? What?
Bar said, like, I try my best not to read. I can't read. And Ghoul replied with, "You're like Astoria," and Bar replied, "Agreed."
Oh my god. I I would never be able to live that down now. No. Here, let me bring this in the bring this up in the stream really quick. Let me present this.
Technical
So
difficulties, everyone.
this
We're
shirt
at the
right here.
yapping portion of the show.
Let me take off the banner.
It's loading. We'll get there. Oh, we're gonna be bald. No, you got the special one. We're not bald. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, he just did this new shirt that's up now on the the official Ghost store on the website, and I think there might have been a package where you got this shirt as a bundle with. I know there's been so many
There
bundles.
was.
But yeah, this one reminded me of Eddie from the Iron Maiden. You know, like the cyborg Eddie. That's what I initially went to in my head, but yeah, he did this one, and it's pretty dope. I like it.
Yeah, I almost said like it's kind of wild that it is like $40 for a shirt, and then I remembered I paid £100 for a hoodie. I don't have place to speak.
That's kind of crazy. It is kind of wild though. It is. Some of them are 50. Some of them are like 50 for a shirt. I'm like,
it's kind of crazy.
Designs and art is great, but at the end of the day, it's not that they're also like they're not the best quality. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God dang. Sometimes I'm like, honestly, I haven't bought some of the recent ones because just two of them would be like, like $100. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And the quality is kind of dubious. However, I will also say in that same breath, this is how Ghost make most of their money.
Yes.
Ghost don't really make money from touring. A lot of it is from shirt sales, and like merch.
Yeah, because people are always like, "Why are they pushing so much merch?" Like you said, it's honestly the biggest breadwinner. It's kind of like movie theaters where they don't really make their money from the tickets that you bought to go see the movie, because they share that with the studios that made the movie. They make their main money off of the concession stand, so that's why they push that so hard, and they're pricey because that's where they actually make their money. So that's how that works. I did get my emotes in. They're finally done, and I will be putting them up on the channel. So let me show you guys. I told you guys I was getting those. And they will be on some stickers and some mugs. I'm finally working on it. I'm getting a proper image done to look like this, like the Ghost shirts. Like this right here. It will say Historia instead of Ghost. I'm getting my logo redone to give it the proper 3D effect like Ghost. The font and everything's going to stay the same, but I needed that 3D effect redone. So my artist friend, she's updating the logo for me, and then she's working on the first piece, which is going to be kind of him with the bat wings, doing he's crossing the bat wings in front of him. Yet I'm adding fangs and little trickles of blood. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it, and they will not be $50. They will not.
They'll be 60.
There will be more. So pay up. No, they'll be less, and they'll be name brands, so you can get it Champion, like I've said before, Champion, Adidas, and I'm gonna try to do some Under Armour as well. So the supplier I'm going through is giving me those as options, so that's really cool.
I find it like really, really like fun how like I come over like once a week to your channel where you've got like these emotes, the whole member thing, the thing that puts the pepper head next to a name that changes over time depending on how long of a member you are.
Yeah.
I feel like it sounds like I'm just plugging it, but this is just thing I'm talking. And like you've got merch planned, and then the show ends, and I go back to my channel, and I'm like, "Yep, that's 2 weeks since the last one." And then I'll wait for another month or two, and then I'll put plans into action. I do have another video planned, but it's gonna take a long time.
I think I'm just like
it's not Ghost related.
I'm just like a busybody, and I don't know. I just have like a lot of plans, ambitious plans, and maybe some stuff doesn't come to fruition. But it's what kind of keeps me going. You know, I always like to have
Oh yeah.
things that I'm striving for or reaching for, even when it comes to just like the channel and kind of give back. So so here are the emotes that are finally done. They came through. I'm gonna put them up on the channel so you guys can start using them. So we have this this pop-up 5 right here, the full regalia and the doing the devil horns. We have this outfit of him with the top hat. We have the
Good picture.
love bomb. We have that version. And then obviously we couldn't forget about Copia or
He's not in chat. He's not in chat. He was here like before we started, and Copia's not here. He's missing out. It's because we're talking about his brother's album.
And it's like, look, you're on screen, man. But okay. And lastly, I got this one right here, which I was like, I had to had to get this one done. So shout out to Taylor Draws. She did the prior emotes, and she's done this one. So artist from Brazil, incredible. It was a pleasure to collaborate with her on taking my ideas and kind of making them a reality. I think she did a phenomenal job. I love it. They just look insane. So I'm gonna obviously these will be emotes you guys can use, and I will be putting this on little things like stickers and maybe on some mugs or something. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what we do with them, but I'm really happy with how these turned out.
Yeah, it's really cool. Bar, where can we Bar? Can you highlight Bar, please? Thank you. Where can we find Taylor Draws? I believe Loki from the Discord wants them. Oh, yeah, the Discord.
Yeah. Loki sent me an email. He's like, can we use these emotes in the Discord? And yeah, I said, of course. So I am gonna send them to Loki in an email because I just received them. I was waiting on them, and so I will send them over. So you guys in this unofficial Discord, you guys can use them as well. So so have fun over there.
I still need to join it. I hope you guys aren't making fun of us in there. If you are, just let me know now.
Oh, we forgot one little thing to cover. The figure.
Yes. Okay, I'm so excited.
First, we just had this tease right here, and I made a video just on the tease. But then yesterday, I believe on the we got the full reveal, and it looks incredible, man. This looks awesome. Oh,
it does.
So good. So here it is in the packaging right here. So it's a ultimate.
I will say, I did get the Copia one. This is gonna sound so like bitchy and complaining. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, but that's just because it's like the other one with like it kind of had like the stained glass look, but this one does have like the pillars. It's a give and take.
I like that it kind of matches the album artwork there on the edges. You got the little skeletons and stuff right there. So, and it looks like these pillars match, what you would find on the cover art. So it's cute. It's pretty cool. And I mean, I'm mostly gonna just take it right out anyways.
Yes. I do like how we have a picture of the real actual Perpetua in the bottom left. So if your printing is wrong and the painting looks weird,
compare and contrast right here. Yeah. And here it is a little closer, like out of the box. With this one, it does look it does seem like it's not gonna have two different looks like some of the other ones.
Like Copia did.
Like Copia did, yeah. Because underneath, you could take off the full regalia and have him with that mostly blue jacket. Yeah.
Yes. That's got the fuck you patch on the inside.
Maybe it's something that is like a feature that if you take off this regalia, it'll be there. But They're
I
at
don't
least
think
not
so.
advertising it, so it's probably because these were kind of prototyped and made already before he really started to reveal other outfits. So,
Oh yeah,
because this one was
this is
revealed
the
really soon.
Satanized outfit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they probably just had that and then went fully.
Yeah.
And it proves again that Ghost is a very much so multimedia band. They've got the comics and now the plushes and Green Robot took the words right out of my mouth. Ghost has a movie, plushes, comic books, and action figures. It's beyond a band. I would say not particularly, because Kiss did a lot of things like that back in the 80s, was it?
Oh, merchandise
I feel
for
like
sure.
it's just an old way of merchandising we haven't really seen in a long time, and I love it. Tobias Forge seems to be like all about bringing the old things back, like we haven't got a lunchbox. We haven't got a lunchbox. I'd get it. Like he brought the midnight releases back from the 80s. The pen, the rage.
Oh my god.
MTV Headbangers Ball is now the GTV Ghoul Bangers Ball with Vanessa Warwick reprising the host role.
But
Green Robot, I'm saying it's more of a brand than just a band. I'd agree.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, if you get it from Super 7's actual website exclusively through them, they're going to throw in what's here at the bottom corner, which is a bonus super pack, which will be another head sculpt and some other expressions for the hands. So you'll get a grinning face, which is right here, as well as you'll actually get from the emote the devil horns. So no extra cost, but you just have to make sure that you buy it through the super7.com. So
it releases February next year.
Yeah, February 2026. And here's a closer look at that other. So what they call in the first one is he has a default face, and then he has what they call it a singing face, because the teeth are kind of like apart right there. And then over there, it's just a grinning face and the devil horns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I specifically want the devil horns, so I'm like, that's pretty cool. I do love the ones they have over here. And I'm sure they've done it with all the past releases, I think. The as above, so below hand gestures that they have right there.
The Baphomet.
Yep. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so you get relaxed hands, expressive hands.
Copia didn't have those ones.
Oh, he didn't?
He didn't have the Baphomet hands, which is weird because call me Little Sunshine.
Yeah.
He had the like the phone hand, pinky out, thumb up.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I think that's it for this one, man. I think we covered about everything.
I think we the Shape in the Shadows. There is a Lunchbox out Chronicle. Is there? It might not be a UK thing. There's some merch that's only available in the US, and that makes me really annoyed because I want it.
I'll have to look for that to see if it's really a thing. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think like for big things though, that's really it. Is there any questions the chat would like to ask us? Putting the energy out there. Is there anyone from the Discord that has any questions for us as a representative of the unofficial Discord?
Oh, they're right here. Sorry to interrupt. Negan says it's like the Mariana Cross Scooby-Doo looking lunchbox. I remember that. It has Nil. I think you know how they had that picture where Nil is chasing the Scooby-Doo characters? I think it kind of looks like that, with that art style.
Oh, right.
And then like the swirly things behind, if I'm not mistaken, like the 70s swirly kind of graphic in the back. So you're right. There was a lunchbox. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things we really could cover or could say. Copia's here. Copia only just got here.
Oh, how perfect timing. when we finish all the talk on your brother. Yeah.
Yeah, Frater, we just stopped talking about your brother, so you don't have to, get your blood pressure up. You did me seeing the Frater Imperator. There it is. See, that's just for you, buddy. That's for you. Jingle the keys.
Oh my god.
I hope we've placated Frater Imperator. I'm pretty sure we had reanimated Tazo again. Frater is late. Oh, I missed the V talk. Oh, that's too bad.
I'm glad we got that at the end before we got out of here. That's great.
Before we slowly say that, I think we've covered everything.
I think
Anybody have any yapping points? Anything they want to hear from us? Any silly things we could say or answer?
Oh.
Did you just die?
No, I was. Oh my god! Did you just stop? Yeah, it's the end for me.
Now, remember, we made this. We talked about this in the first Skeletalk. If he dies during a Skeletalk, I get everything. We're bringing it back.
True crime stories where it was you all along that did it because you were trying to inherit all the inheritance. Okay.
The Historia fame to do nothing with it.
All the good songs from the album, the lyrics were stolen from Frater's diary.
I don't doubt that, Mr. Imperator. Calling you by your professional name, Frater Imperator.
Austin Wood says, I'm late. Singles are solid. Guiding Lights ain't my favorite. De Profundis has a cool modern maiden thing going for the chorus. Love Cenotaph and Umbra. Not a fan of Massilia Mori, I assume. This is like Melissa Mori. I'm like, who's that? And Excelsis. I mean, those are fair. Those are fair.
Every opinion's fair.
Not a fan of Excelsis? Wow. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fan. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep this on repeat. Definitely not. I'd be at work, just sobbing all the time. But it was a good, awesome, deep song. So I really loved it for what it was.
Yeah,
what it was saying, for its message.
Very poignant end to an album too. Bar says, if Historia disappears, we know who's to blame. It has to be during a Skeletalk.
Oh my god.
That's how you know I'm not up to foul tricks.
I mean, to be honest, if we can kind of share, it's not ghost related, but recently, Wretched knows this because I've been bugging her about it. I've been listening to Sleep Token, man. It was actually, dude. I'm actually really. I'm somebody who I've mentioned before. I love a lot of different styles of music, so they're not anything you can label, even though they have the label of heavy metal. They're way too progressive for that. But it's really great, and honestly, I'm excited. They have an album coming out in about 2 weeks. And I'm reading a lot of articles from Forbes, Ghost and Sleep Token are kind of the two that are taking heavy metal, are shattering records. I mean, they had their second single for this upcoming album land at 34 in the top 100 in anything. Now, we're not talking hard rock. We're talking any genre, which is these 100 are always just occupied by what? Your Taylor Swifts, your Travis Scotts, your hip hop, R&Bs, pops.
Yeah.
So it is crazy that they're, pretty much penetrating that. Oh, well, that's a weird word to use. You know what I mean. And they're from your neck of the woods, man. They're from England, but I'm loving them, man. So yeah. I don't know if anybody in the chat loves them. It was pretty much the YouTube algorithm that, because I was making ghost videos, it kept recommending, showing me Sleep Token stuff. So thank you, YouTube algorithm, because I freaking love them, man. They're in their own way. With Ghost, I love Ghost in its own way. They're not similar at all, but I know that there is a lot of crossover between the fans, and that's cool as well. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. I don't know if you've ever had a chance yet to listen to them, but highly recommend.
I'm a big fan of that Sleep Token song where they go, I'm asleep, I'm a token. You know, that was a really good one.
They never do, guys. They never do that.
They do it all the time. It's in every
Actually,
single live show.
I will confess, because people are like, Gretchen, what are your thoughts on them? She didn't like them, but we're doing this thing that I'm calling Operation Put You to Sleep Token.
What have I
done? So I've been like, but I bombard with like, look at this, look at this, and it's like, I'm like that person that's like trying to convince you, like, this is good, come on. He's like,
yeah,
she's starting
never listened to Sleep Token once.
Dude, they're really good. She says,
"I'm like, gonna start. Is Operation Put You to Sleep Token?"
It's like Operation Put You to Sleep. ... You
highlighted because you got saying we all need chandeliers instead of ghouls.
The chat gets me as soon as I'm gonna click, and like one more person puts in a message, so then I click on the wrong one. Bar says, "Best of luck with Operation Put You to Sleep." Oh man, I will need more sessions of the operation. Oh man. It's Caramel and Rain are my favorites, but I have a lot. Yes, and I will say though, both of them right now are delivering albums that are unlike what they've done before. So Tobias getting personal with Skeleta. With this one, the singer Vessel getting very personal and revealing stuff, you know, that's never revealed before with these singles that have come out. So it's interesting that both of them are coming out with very personal albums that are different to what has come before. So it's kind of cool in that way. They're kind of in sync in a way. But anyway,
I don't know Sleep Token.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying it was just interesting.
Yeah, I do need to listen to it. There's this really hit band that I've just started listening to called Radiohead. I recommend that. You guys, it's really underground. I doubt any of you would have heard about it, but it's pretty good.
Like, you guys are freaking joking. Oh my god. There's no way.
Yeah. Oh, I will say now that this is like the end of like this era of Scalar Talk. Yeah. I feel like we could kind of yap about a little bit of our content creation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might speak some stuff. Because I don't know. This isn't a for sure thing. I have another video planned, but it's not ghost related. Well, for the most part, and it's not the usual thing that I do, where it's like, you know, PNGs, and then I do some fancy animation on occasion.
Yeah.
There's a lot more live action stuff to it. And I'm very excited to get it working, to get it all moving. There are some moving parts that I need to get fully in order to do. Rewrite a script because it's based off of an old script I wrote, and I edited the video, and I lost it. I lost the video. I accidentally deleted it, and it was in what I normally do. And now I'm thinking, like, I could make this better. I could make this thing that is kind of for Ghost fans, and in the assumption that you're a Ghost fan watching it, to be a thing for more. It's something I'm going to be working on, but then I feel like after that, I don't know what I'm going to do with my silly little channel.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can kind of do whatever you want. You know, it's your
That's
channel.
True.
Don't put yourself in a little box like I have.
I've been considering a rebrand.
But yeah, man, at the end of the day, I've been told the same thing. They're your channels. You can talk about whatever you want. People like it, good. If not, then sometimes it's like people come back not for what you're exactly talking about, but maybe they just like you, like they end up just liking you as a person. So that could be the case for you, man. Yeah,
it could be. I don't know whether to say what the next thing is about or like what the general vibe is. I will say it's more documentary style than what I usually do. Some slight, not reenactments, but like I'm getting one of my friends to pretend to be, because it is Tobias related, pretend to be Tobias Forge and like writing things and kind of setting more of the scene.
Yeah.
But it's just all. Someone asked, "Are you British?" Historia is. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm the one that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned one time. Remember that episode where you were talking in, I guess, an American
accent
for a while? They're like, "Wow, it's." They commented on the video later. They're like, "You you have a boring American accent when you don't even recognize that your friend is doing an American accent for like 10 minutes." And it's like, what do you want from me? I'm sorry. I didn't know. And if mine is plain and I don't really have one, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, I'm not interested.
Yeah. American Cane was something that I don't think anyone was expecting, but it was really fun to do. I like for no sorry. For no reason whatsoever, just like fuck with people for literally no reason. Hence why I take a break for 10 months and then just like don't do anything and then come back really randomly and then talk about maybe not doing anything past that. But yeah, just I don't know. It was fun in the moment. I'm a trickster and I lie and I deceive.
Wow, you're doing it now.
Maybe.
I noticed it this time. That's awesome.
He nipped it in the bud this time, but not next time.
All right.
Well, Kane is a sadist. Calm down. I am.
Oh my god.
He likes to hurt us. Is it the psychic damage from the American accent? I used to want to be Jack Black when I was younger, so I'd practice doing it.
Jack Black. That's a choice.
As when I was a kid, I watched Tenacious D, the Pick of Destiny, when I shouldn't have watched it, and I thought he was the coolest guy alive. So I was like, I want to be like him.
And
I want to be like that era. I've never seen School of Rock.
What? Dude, watch School of Rock. I watched that as a kid, and I was like, "This guy's the coolest ever." That would have been the coolest teacher. Watch it, man. It's all about him getting the kids to, play in a band. And he's like, you haven't heard of fucking Led Zeppelin and all. Like, dude, it's amazing. Watch that movie. It's hilarious.
Tenacious D, the Pick of Destiny, there's Bigfoot, and he trips on mushrooms. And
I guess.
And there's a song called Master Exploder where he explodes a man's head from his voice being so powerful. And Satan's in it, and it's Dave Grohl.
Oh my god.
I have probably every song from that movie memorized. It's a shame.
You know what? Call me Mr. S. That's from the movie. Doesn't know how to spell it. He's like Schnable. You know what? Call me Mr. S.
Mr. S.
All right.
What was I going to say? So, I need to tell the chat something before we wrap up.
All right.
Someone said something to me in the other stream that I was like a jukebox that you name a song and I'll start singing it, and I am now never going to sing or hum a song ever again because you're right. I'm looking that down. I'm taking up Historia's airtime, so I'm becoming celibate music wise.
Yeah, I mean it's totally fine, man. It's totally fine.
That's going. This is the new Kane arc.
No, we need the old Kane. Hey guys, this is just so that we're like, no, please don't go. Like, he's just fishing for you to tell him, sing me some more songs, Kane.
Nah, it's never happening. Now I'm locking this down. Actually, this is the last Skeletalk.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. See, Chronicle, we love your singing. Like now you got
Bill
Mark.
Cipher. Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls.
Cool of Rock. Show. That's awesome.
Ghoul of Rock, hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Where is the last skeleton?
Yeah, you know what? It's his accent. He keeps saying this is the last skeleton. It just ignore him. He keeps saying like
one.
It's the end.
It's been a good run. I'm excited to invite my co-host Billy.
Naked says Wretched, you're up.
Yeah. Wretched's a good choice as like a new co-host. Where's Ghoul at? Ghoul, you take my spot right now. You guys talk for another 2 hours. I'm going to enter my coffin once again.
Bard's like, Wretched is the first in line for the Historia Empire now. No, she doesn't like Sleep Token, and she says Vessel sucks. So, nope. Who else? Next, I'll say what they told Kane: get out of line.
Step out of line.
Step out of line.
He said that to me behind the scenes, and he hit me in the back of the head.
Oh man.
Oh goodness! We have plummeted once again. We're having a chiller ending than the last one, I think.
I hope it's a little chaotic. I forgot what came out. I think it was the first episode of the Ghoul Ball.
The people who were here last time, do you remember how the last one ended? You Historia.
Well, like
you
people
saying
in the chat mention like, oh, the first school banger. Like we're like, all right, guys, I had to try to wrap it up. I had to go. I pick up my son.
You had to go.
And then all of a sudden, people in the chat were saying like stuff that's more of a priority. They're like, Ghoul Banger's ball is out, and I'm like, stop. No.
Saying specifically, I'm halfway at the door. My headphones are on. I'm halfway at the door. I will leave my son. Like that's stuck in my brain. Wife,
where's my wife? Do something. Pick him up.
I'm pretty sure I laughed so hard I started to pass out. Like I was starting to see stars. I was starting to wheeze, and then you can hear over my mic. I'm listening to the first Ghoul Bangers going, "There's copyrighted music. There's copyrighted music. We can't play it." And then you come back and you're like, "I gotta go. Bye." And then you ended the stream. No outro.
Yeah, no. The wife said, "No." So I was like, "Womp womp womp."
That's why you gotta be. That's why you gotta be cool and live in a cave like me with no one else. You operate off your own thing, and you just live in a coffin.
You don't answer to nobody.
I don't, except for when someone comments on my singing, and then I stop singing. To the whims of peer pressure. I need some liquid courage whenever I start a Skeletalk.
But yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys for joining us on this one. And I don't know if we're back next week. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know.
I'd say hopefully. I would say the best. I'd say the best thing to do maybe next week is maybe viewer submitted things, if there is any. So like send things to Historia's email, which is, if I'm right, ghosthistoria@yahoo.com.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't you just like send things to him. It's like above the belt.
Above the belt, yeah.
Like just send stuff to him.
Historia is a real person. Keep it above the belt. And yeah, I would love to like see your guys' fan theories, things like that, some art maybe. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure if there's gonna be one next week.
I mean, I could always come with the prologue to the Brothers 4 if we kind of want to at least dive into the prologue, dip our toes to see what it kind of seems like it's about. I could always bring that as a little bit of
Yeah.
discussion things.
It's yeah.
We'll
There
figure
is
it out.
no else for me to say. As I said in the last one, I am a sick dog in God's hot car. I'm just along for the ride. I'm pretty sure I called myself a passenger princess in the last one. I don't want
Almost
to do
sounds
that
like I
again.
left you there, and it's like animal cruelty. And don't put it like that.
I would say the AC is on and they're playing my favorite songs, but it isn't, and they're playing "See the Light" over and over again, and it's making me sick.
Oh my god.
By the way, "See the Light" is my least favorite Ghost song. just so everyone knows.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my least favorite of all of them. Cardinal
All right,
Copia wants more Skeleta talk, but we'll see. I hope so.
All right, I don't gotta pick them up today because it's the weekend, but work is soon, so I do have to. Oh my god, drink me, eat me,
me,
like me.
see the light. I hate it. I don't hate the song. It's fine. It is fine.
Oh all right, guys. See you later. Thank
Bye-bye.
you for joining us. And yeah, we're not going away. We'll come back. So we'll continue to hang out. Subject matter may change, but it's okay. That's fine.
After this stream. Join me on the Chronicle Ghoul channel where I'll be live streaming. I'm not gonna do that. I just thought I'd lie.
Oh no. All right. See you later, guys. Have a good one. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you hopefully next week. Bye.
Hopefully, but the future's a foreign land. Bye bye.